Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
We did it! You did it! It's Friday. We're all here together. Welcome to the Jason Show. This is day 5 of the Shendel Jason Show. We've been having fun. He'll be back next week, but it's fun to take over the show once in a while.
Yeah, to just like take the reins and be like, oh, we're going this way.
You know what?
That would be the wheel. But
I have to ask you something. Your shoes, are those the SJP shoes?
These are not the ones Jason got me, but they are SJP shoes.
They are, I mean, they are fabulous.
Yeah,
so when we do the
shoe cam?
Zoom shots in it, okay, we got it, a shoe cam.
Shoe cam, well, sometimes, you know, Wendy has one, and sometimes Adam
That's
is my
true.
own personal shoe cam. If he can get the shot, sometimes we can't.
Gonna put that on his resume.
Currently working on it right now.
Shoe cam. Anyway,
yeah,
they're
very sparkly.
amazing. Yes.
Very sparkling. So, Leo, if at any point this morning we can show them off, let me know. I will make sure to put my foot in a very lovely position. Oh, there it is.
A lot of buildup. And the
Look
bow
at
on the
it.
back.
The bow, the sparkle.
Hey, at least you have a reason to wear those, because I have to be
know.
honest, I haven't had a chance in a year to wear something like that.
I know. Well, and okay, so sort of fun inside thing. Adam, he's running the Jib right now because, as we know, photographer Eric's living in a basement. We talk a lot, we get these bump shots, those shots that you see, the really wide ones, and then you see us up close and personal on your TV, right? So I have given Adam grief before when I wear special shoes and he doesn't include me in the bump shot. I'm like, excuse me, this is not for comfort. This is for style points. And if the ladies can't see the shoes, why am I wearing them? So appreciate the shoe cam and the shoe shout out. Speaking of clothes, we got a lot of questions about your shirt yesterday. I told you it's one of my favorites.
You did.
Yeah, you guys probably saw it if you weren't here yesterday. You can see it right there. Shane's blouse is a hit. Seriously, executive producer Jeff's been flooded with questions about this blouse.
That is awesome. I mean, this is one of those things. So I got it from Express. It's their Portofino shirt, which they make like every year, all different types of colors. So I went through my Instagram because I know I've had it for a while, and I found a pic from 2015 of me in that. So I mean, a while is like at least 6 years.
Well, so it's now vintage, so maybe you can find it at a vintage
that makes me
shop.
feel really old.
No. But seriously, that would be maybe where someone could find it.
But they do make the exact same shirt. So if you watch throughout the seasons, there might be a summer one. They do still do flower ones occasionally. So.
Do you ever do that where you go in somewhere, and Express does this, and there's a ton of stores who do this. You said Express, and it was ringing a bell for me, where you find a shirt or a blouse that fits well, and it comes in like 7 colors. I always buy it in 2 or 3.
I have at least 3 of those shirts.
Yeah, because you're like, I don't know if, you know, and ladies, you know what we mean. Like, if it fits well, you want it in every color.
I did not regret all my purchases.
See? And see, 5 years later, it is still working out
6.
for us. 2020 didn't count. All right.
That's true.
We've got the spoon. It's time for the hot dish.
I'm so hungry. So very, it's a little hard today. I think we overcooked it.
A little burnt on the bottom there. Now, Oprah, hey, she keeps bringing the big time interviews, and we're not joking this time. It's not dogs. Her latest sit down is with Chip and Joanna Gaines. The Fixer Upper alums talked about the struggle of fame in this interview. Take a look.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't know who you are when the fame thing hits, then you lose yourself. Did you all start to sense that, or did you know that you were grounded before the fame thing hit? You were so grounded, had your own life, the 4 kids, and you took the time off because you wanted to reground.
Yeah. And I would say, I want to speak on Joe's behalf because she would never say things like this, but she is so incredibly wise, so incredibly grounded. All the things that you just described is who Joanna is. And to be really frank, I thought that's who I was also. But really what happened and was the truth for Joe and I was it was no big deal for her. But for me to become famous, I lost a part of myself that was really, it was sad. And I would say it took me a year or two while I was still filming to try to grapple with what exactly it was that I was losing. And then that year off.
Well, that full interview will debut on Discovery Plus tomorrow. Their new show, Chip and Jo's Fixer Upper Welcome Home, was originally set to debut on the Magnolia Network last fall. We were all excited about it. But due to COVID delays, the full season is now going to debut on the Magnolia app this summer. I want to get into Magnolia, period, in just a moment. But first, I wouldn't have thought that about Chip and Jo, that if one of them was going to be like, I don't know how I feel about fame, this is really weird and overwhelming. I love them. I would have thought it'd be Joanna because she is so chill, and it would be like, okay, all this attention where he has a ton of energy, where in fact it was the reverse.
I was a little surprised by that, and I also, I don't want to, I know you love them, right?
Yes.
Do you not feel like they're a little overexposed?
Excuse me, in the back over
thank you,
here
Jeff.
too. I mean,
I kind of, it's a bit much, and now she's the magazine where she's on every cover of her own magazine, like Oprah style.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're quite to that point yet.
oh my gosh, everybody is hating on them right now. Even Ted said preach. Okay.
I feel bad because they're super cute, and
Right.
I like them as a couple, and they seem really genuine, at least in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, things change over time. They do. When you're
Right.
throwing all this money, all this fame, you can't help it. You're gonna be, things are gonna be
saying
different.
they've changed?
I think I am.
Okay, so here's my defense since I'm the only one in the room. Adam, you love them, right? He just
Adam loves the
nodded. He's like, I don't
Timberwolves.
even
He
know.
doesn't care.
I don't even know who they are. Okay, here's my defense. They really helped put HGTV back on the map.
Oh, yeah.
Like a ton. Got all these.
And
she
Waco.
made Shiplap happen. Like Farmhouse
And every
happened
home.
because of her, right? I mean, we can give her those props.
Big influence for sure.
So for them to sort of build up their own community in Waco, like you just said, they've got all these things going on in Waco proper. And then to be able to say, hey, let's write a book. Oh, that went well. Let's get a magazine. Oh, that went well. Let's start a network. I've watched some of the clips from their new shows. They look really good too. They are just comforting to me in the sense of like, I don't know. I just like their wholesome, loving, happy, very muted tones.
They are
content.
wholesome. I do think being in charge of their own show is going to be good because I think when you have like an HGTV above you,
Right.
you're forced into situations because you have to make good TV, and you
Right.
probably get to the point where you feel like you're selling your soul. So now, at least, now they've at least taken it back.
Right.
So I mean,
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
I'll leave it
and
at
by the way, I was looking into Magnolia Network because if you are like me and have Discovery Plus and you were like, where are all the shows? They just have
Right.
one episode. That's what we're talking about. Apparently, the Magnolia app and all that is coming out around July 15th. So
Okay.
that's when they'll start rolling more out.
and you'll give us all the reviews.
I will.
Next in the dish, who doesn't love a good fun fact? You will like this one. There's interest in everything that Oprah and Meghan Markle touch, for sure, including the patio chairs. Did you notice them? So those chairs, this is shocking, are from a collection by Christopher Knight. Sound familiar? That's Peter Brady from the Brady Bunch. What? He designs furniture? The Burchett outdoor club chairs run for $554 a pair. They're sold out. You can buy them though on Amazon and Target's online site once they're back in stock. I didn't notice the chairs. Did you?
Of course I did.
Oh, okay.
I noticed everything. I noticed everything. I noticed how the sun moved. I was looking at the terracotta over here. I was looking at the plants that they had in the interview. Was digesting that thing so hard. But you know me.
But you watched like every second of the 2 hours. So
Yes,
you
yes.
had to take it all
I
in.
paused when I had to get up for bathroom breaks. It was like, oh my gosh, don't say anything. Surprising that he sells furniture. I'm like, Peter Brady. Was that in the storyline on the Brady Bunch?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But I'm honestly, I'm not surprised at all that people saw it and were, because it was so watched. We talked about how it was one of the most watched things at that time slot lately, and
Yeah.
it's like, hey,
I
I
wonder
like
if
those
he
chairs.
knew
Googles.
his chairs were going to be used in that just out of curiosity.
That's true.
If that was a partnership, or if he found out later, like, whoa, why did all my chairs sell out? This
Yeah.
is great.
Oh, that would be. Can you imagine how cool that would be, though?
You wake up the next morning like, wait, what?
Like you are now even richer. Congratulations.
Bajillionaire.
Next to the dish, Conan was new last night, and he was very excited because he finally had an in-person guest. Yeah, that would make us all really excited. And while he was talking up what a classy operation he has over there, something happened.
And maybe this setup will lead to a more distinguished conversation. Because some people have accused... What was that noise? What was that? What? I heard a noise back there. What was it?
I don't know.
Was that someone's phone?
I don't know what it was.
Was it my phone?
It could have been your phone.
I think it was my phone.
Oh my God.
Oh, boy.
I swear to God, it was my phone.
You always gonna apologize.
You know what? And this is the thing you can say about Conan O'Brien. If he's wrong, he'll always refer to himself in the third person, and he won't apologize.
Conan's guest was Anthony Anderson from Blackish. After 11 seasons, Conan's show will end in June. Do you remember back when we had guests in studio audience? That was
So
always one of my
dusty, those
favorite
chairs.
things. When someone's phone would go off and Jason would just like stop the show.
Who was it?
And go over there. And every once in a while he would answer the call and like the person's face would always just get so red and they'd be so embarrassed, but it was such great TV. I know.
As we stare longingly
look
someday.
over at the chairs.
Soonish.
We miss all of you as much as you miss being here too,
Yep.
by the way. Have you ever had something like that happen to you where you're like in an important meeting or on air or wherever and something like that? Like your phone goes off or someone screams in the background or I don't
Phones
know.
going off, yes. I think my worst was a live shot, and it was a very serious story. It was when I was in California, and I was getting ready. They were tossing to me, and I remembered I had gum in my mouth, and I chew gum like annoyingly.
Like
and
a cow chews on that grass, girl?
I really chew it. You know I have gum in my mouth. And so I grabbed it and threw it, and I thought I was good. And then my mom texted me and was like, "Did you just throw your gum on air?" And I was like, and then I was talking about something very serious, so I, couldn't be acknowledged.
You couldn't even do the whole like, yeah, sorry, this is funny, this is a
I
cute
thought I
story.
wasn't on yet. Yeah, that was my worst. You?
Shane, I'm not gonna be able to top that.
Okay.
I know. I mean, even when
I
like,
don't really want that prize, but
yeah,
okay.
I have fallen over in live shots. I have gotten taken out. I have jumped into a frozen lake in live shots. But
That was a
never
good
have I
one.
thrown gum. And then done a very serious interview. I'm sorry. Oh man, still ahead, the late night show marked 1 year since the pandemic shut down their audiences, all of them, and forced them to get a little more creative.
Plus, America's Most Wanted is back on TV, but with a new host. We will chat with Elizabeth Vargas about what's different about the new version.
Ooh, and then it's one of our favorite bakeries in the Twin Cities. We are chatting right there with Katie Gertis from Angel Food Bakery when we come back.
Show those shoes, girl. Show those shoes.
Oh yeah,
Make them
sorry.
sparkle.
Oh, I'm always the reverse thing.
Tonight, we are pleased to present the first ever Zoomy Award. Me out of order.
YouTube, which you mentioned in Caroline, already do it. Kids do it, YouTube kids do it, and the BBC are also now embracing this. Why, and I apologise for my cat's tail, why are you not doing this by default? Rocco, could you tell them?
In the name of the filter.
Buonasera, che vogliamo pregare quella via Crucis e la benedizione ci aiuti a
Dad to the bone.
Technology kills viruses in just one. What did you do? Dad, holy crap!
That one right there is the very best. Jimmy Kimmel honoring the worst in Zoom mishaps. I thought it was going to start going, and I can sit and watch that one all day. The cat eyes, the panicked cat eyes.
I am not a cat.
I swear I'm not a cat. Oh, so good. More late night. All the shows marked 1 year since the pandemic shut down all of their audiences. Here's a little roundup.
I thought I was being pretty pessimistic when I said this in the first show we did after leaving the theater.
People all over America have hunkered down in their own houses to ride out the coronavirus. The CDC is saying this might go on for the next 8 weeks, so get comfortable.
Oh, Tub Stephen, how naive you were.
There's babies out there who have never seen Emoji News. Yeah, you can catch it on YouTube, but you've got to see it live. That's
hard to believe we've been in for a whole year since people were dancing in clubs, people were eating in crowded restaurants, passing the bongs around the beach, partying like it's 1999. It seems like yesterday. And you know what? That was yesterday. Those clips were from Texas and Florida yesterday.
That's Colbert, Corden, and Kimmel with their takes on this last year.
That was yesterday.
Woo! Don't doubt that.
I just like, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. It does. I'm being honest. I mean, it's so interesting. I had this conversation with, we know Evan, our former floor director. He and I were standing masked, but in here talking about where I was going to stand for something. And I was like, you're not 6 feet away from me. And he's like, no, I am. And we put our arms out. And sure enough, we were pretty far apart. And I was like, you still feel really close. I mean, we're in this big space, masked by ourselves. And I still just was like, we're really close.
Yeah, it definitely takes you out of the moment on TV when you see people without masks gathered for just a minute. You want to yell, you gonna put your mask? Oh, that's not like a live thing that's happening right now.
Except for it was in that case.
In some areas, maybe.
The other thing too, like Colbert's 6 to 8 weeks. Hello, one year later.
Could all dream.
Nice to see all of you. Next in the dish, the British royal family may not be the only casualty of the Oprah interview with Harry and Meghan. The Talk has also had quite a week, and Sharon Osbourne could be the next Brit to bite the dust. She got into it with Cheryl Underwood this week after defending her friend Piers Morgan. If you haven't seen this, take a look.
I feel even like I'm about to be put in the electric chair because I have a friend who many people think is a racist, so that makes me a racist. And for me, at 68 years of age, to have to turn around and say, I ain't racist. What's it got to do with me? Okay, how can I be racist about anybody? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Well,
what?
We will be right back.
What?
We have more topics, so don't go away.
And I think we should stop this. I will ask you again, Cheryl. Yes. I've been asking you during the break. Right. I am asking you again. And don't try and cry, because if anyone should be crying, it should be me. This is the situation.
Mama.
Goodness.
By the way, that was not us losing signal. That was them bleeping things out. We call it dumping because there was probably some choice words said. Following a closed-door meeting with her co-host, Sharon issued an apology this morning. She said she panicked, got defensive, and let her fear take over. And in another twist, Piers Morgan wants The Talk to apologize to him for shaming his friend. Okay, A, Piers Morgan, just leave with whatever little dignity you have left maybe somewhere and see yourself out the door on this one. B, whoa, like she got heated.
Never a good look.
No.
When one person is talking calmly and laying out facts and points, and the other person is screaming, crying, cussing, and telling you you can't cry, but I can.
Yeah.
Nope.
Right. And if you're, I was a little confused about how it got to this point. Apparently there's quite the back history from years ago with Piers Morgan when he'd come on the show once before, and they'd had similar conversations about how he'd been treating Meghan, and were there racist undertones in some of it because of things that he had said. Now, fast forward all these years, it's coming out again, and now he's getting defended by a friend of his who works on the show. It's this slew of different complex issues that then just sort of word vomited on The Talk. And yeah, I mean, let's be very, very clear here. You do not get to tell a black woman when talking about racism not to be upset about it, period.
Is this what Jason would do?
Yeah. It's very heavy.
Here we go. I didn't really want to break it. I don't mean sorry, he comes back to a broken mic. All right, all right. Next up in the dish with Jason off, that means we can do whatever we want, including sports. I think he calls it sports ball.
Yep.
Patrick Ewing is one of the greatest basketball players in New York Knicks history. His jersey's retired at Madison Square Garden, so you think when he'd return to the iconic arena, he'd have his run of the place. Not so much. He is now the head coach at Georgetown, and after his team won its Big East tournament at the Garden last night, he revealed that things weren't exactly what they used to be. Take a look.
But I do want to say one thing, though. I thought this was my building And I feel terrible that I'm getting stopped, accosted, asking for passes. Everybody in this building should know who I am. And I'm getting stopped. I can't move around this building. Like I was like, what the is this Madison Square Garden? I'm gonna have to call Mr. Dolan and say, geez, is my number in the rafters or what?
Be clear, that's me. Can you? I mean, it's hilarious.
Whoever this security guard is probably doesn't have a job today, but embarrassing.
Embarrassing. I mean, honestly, like there's not even a reference I can think of right here. It'd be like Jason walking in and someone being like,
no,
"Excuse
sir.
me, sir.
Sorry.
Whoa, wait, back up." And he'd be like, "My name is on the floor."
See that face? That's my face. It's my
right,
noggin.
It's right there. It's right there. I love that we just did a basketball story. Props, Ted.
What a good one.
Thank
too.
you. Yes.
Felt good.
Yeah, executive producer Jeff was pretty excited too. We were like, we're going to talk about sports. This is great.
Jason, when he comes back, his mic's going to be broke. We talk sports. What's going on here?
Lose his mind.
Next in the dish, fans are stunned by a shocking plot twist on the mid-season premiere of Grey's Anatomy. Okay, we're going to give you a second to gather yourself and prepare because spoiler alert.
Yeah, hit that mute button, y'all. Hit it. Walk away for like a minute.
Okay, fans were left in tears after the show killed off a fan favorite. Take a look.
How long have I been asleep?
Most of the day. Bailey, something's happened. No, it's not Meredith. It's DeLuca.
What? Richard, what?
Okay, give me one of Epi.
The tide is coming in.
I know.
It's gonna wash it away.
I know. I'm trying to beat it.
You're trying to beat the tide?
Yeah, I had more to do. I had plans. Wanted to do another tower over here and a bridge with a moat. Tide's coming in too fast.
Dr. Andrew DeLuca was stabbed while tracking down a criminal. So he's been on the show since 2015. Meredith is currently in a coma battling COVID-19. Again, this is all in the show, but has had visions of her late husband, played by Patrick Dempsey. I remember when that made waves. I have to be honest, I haven't watched a single episode of Grey's in my entire life. And
Wait, in your entire life?
Never, and didn't know it was still on air. So I apologize if I didn't do that story justice. Can you help us?
Shane, let's back this up. Were you around when this happened? Like, were you into Iraq when this show started?
You know, it's one of those things where it gets away from you, and then it's too hard to start. Like
17 seasons.
Kind of a big deal, I hear.
Shane. Okay, well, in
what did
your
you think
defense,
about what happened?
I stopped watching after Christina Yang left because I was like, excuse me, no. I don't know enough. I apologize if we ruined anything for anyone. We really do. Please don't email us.
They're going the Walking Dead route. Just gonna kill off some main characters. Yeah. Still ahead, we are gonna chat with a young entrepreneur who started her own business because she wanted to be able to pay for college by herself.
Yeah, girl. But next, thousands of criminals have been captured thanks to America's Most Wanted. Now a new host steps in. We'll chat with Elizabeth Vargas coming up next.
Big time. Welcome back to our Fab Friday. Our next guest is one of the most respected journalists in the country. She was the host of 2020 for 15 years, and before that, the anchor of World News Tonight.
Now Elizabeth Vargas is taking over the iconic America's Most Wanted franchise. Take a look.
America, we need your help to catch a fugitive.
I watched America's Most Wanted for years. It's an iconic show with an enormous legacy. America's Most Wanted is the longest-running, most successful criminal justice show.
As a journalist, I've covered some of the biggest criminal cases in the country. And I'm thrilled to be hosting a show that I've been a fan of for so many years.
America's Most Wanted debuts next week on Fox, and we're so excited and honored to welcome Elizabeth Vargas to the show. Good morning.
Hi, thanks. It's great to be with you guys.
Okay, we're excited that this show is back. So for people who maybe hadn't seen it in the past, Can you kind of explain how it's going to work? And then obviously there's going to be some new twists to it because we're in a completely different age now as we bring it back.
We are. It's been 10 years since the show was on the air, and the explosion in technology has been just extraordinary. So we're going to have, like the old show, 3 stories of 3 fugitives in depth, showing, what they've done, the crimes that they committed. For example, how one escaped from prison not once but twice. But then afterward, we're going to come out and use some of the brand new technology. We've got augmented reality, 3D avatar. I can walk around and stand next to and point out distinctive tattoos, or even, my gosh, one of our suspects, our fugitives, has a deformity on his thumb that even if he changed his appearance, you would still see the thumb. So we'll point all that out to our viewers. We can take them through crime scenes and point out pieces of evidence, things that might help them identify them. And of course, today, everybody walks around with an HD camera in their pocket. So in the form of your iPhone, and they can instantly communicate with us, text us, reach us on all the social media platforms. And we hope upload videos or consult video pictures if they see one of these fugitives and think they recognize them.
Yeah, those 3D people are really, really cool. That really got me when I was watching the preview for this. What are some of the cases that you're following?
It's a variety of crimes. They're not all violent crimes, even though we do have in our premiere episode, for example, a convicted killer and drug dealer who escaped from prison twice. We also have fraud. We have a couple in Hawaii that defrauded some vulnerable senior citizens out of all of their life savings as well as their own home, and then pulled off the most audacious escape I think I've ever heard of. And we also have a missing child, a mother who abducted her 11-year-old daughter after she got wind of the fact that a court was about to award to the father, her ex-husband. So we've got a variety of cases we need our viewers' help.
It seems like a really good time to bring this back. As you said, it's been 10 years and things have changed a lot. But what was it about this that made you want to sign on to this project? Because you've done so many things.
I have to say that in all the years that I've done true crime reporting at both ABC News and NBC News, the hardest part of doing those stories was sitting across from the victims of those crimes and interviewing them. Sometimes it was really hard to keep it together. It's deeply emotional. And the fact that we have the chance, this is the only show out there that not only, taps into that insatiable appetite for true crime that we seem to have in this country, but this offers the viewers a chance to do one more thing. And it takes us one step further. It offers viewers the chance to actually do something about it. And we are unique in that matter. The fact that people want to help, that is, we all are, there's that altruistic, you just want to help. And we're offering our viewers a chance to actually do that, to bring justice and finally resolution for the victims of all of these crimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the involvement of social media and what you've been able to do with that will be massive. As far as just the format of how you get from point A to point B by the end of the show, is that going to be different than how it was when we used to watch it 10 years ago?
I think actually in many ways the show will be very familiar to our old viewers, the viewers who watched the first time it was around. We're still doing in-depth stories, about what exactly the crime was, what went down, what happened. The difference will be in the technology and in how we, after those pieces, those stories that we tell, that we are able to, in the studio, bring sort of the fugitive to life and even more accurately using, for example, the FBI age progression technology, show our viewers what we think those fugitives look like today based on FBI profiling, et cetera. So that, and then of course the fact that we can now communicate much more quickly, much more instantaneously with our viewers than the original America's Most Wanted could. So I think it'll just make us all more efficient and hopefully more successful when it comes to catching some of these fugitives.
Well, if anyone is ever going to step into John Welsh's footsteps, it should be you, Elizabeth Vargas. We are really, really excited for this. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's great to be with you.
Absolutely. America's Most Wanted debuts Monday night on Fox. Just check your local listings. I loved that show when it was on.
Same.
So this will be great.
And to see how it changes with immediate response. Yeah. Still ahead, how old were you when you started your first business? Still waiting for me. After the break, we're chatting with a senior in high school about why she started her candle business. We'll be right back. centerpiece turned up. Feels like we
were
put
cranking
that
it,
strong.
girl.
I like it. Our next guest became an entrepreneur because she wanted to find a way to pay for college herself. Of course.
Yeah, girl. But then it turned into something much bigger. Please welcome the founder of Kobe Co., Kobe Gregory. Hi, Kobe.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's so good to see you. I have to say, we've been chatting back and forth a little bit before this, and all I could think was like, wow, this girl is a senior in high school. This is absolutely crazy. You started the company, like we said, knowing you went on your first college tour. You were like, I really want to go. How am I going to make this work? Tell us a little bit about how this all happened.
So, I mean, obviously, I'm a senior at De La Salle High School, like you guys said, born and raised in Minneapolis. So basically, my mom, she wanted me to go to this HBCU college tour, and I was, really hesitant. And I started in my sophomore year, but when I went, it was such a beautiful experience. It was so like eye-opening for me, and I just realized that I like going on that HBCU college tour. I really wanted to. That's where I wanted to be. But last year, or the year before last, my mom had quit her job, and so I wanted to make it easier on my parents to be able to pay for the HBCU college tour, since it was about $600. And so me and my mom sat down and we brainstormed together, and we've always been into self-care and the importance of that and taking care of yourself, and aromatherapy. We used to go to the Electric Fetus and just go and pick out incense. Like, I would love to go and sniff and pick out incense for us to burn later at home. And so, yeah, so we sat together, we brainstormed, and Kobe Co. was born. But because of COVID, I had to pivot because the HBCU college tour was canceled.
Right.
And so I used the time during quarantine to kind of build it up. And I took advantage. I attended a 2-week financial camp and was able to make it so that my business was able to provide for my college fund.
That's incredible. What drive. Congratulations for having an idea, following through, and making it work. So tell us, so we know you have candles, fragrance, kind of tell us what all you kind of have created now, and your online store has all that too.
Yep, so we have our 9-ounce candles that are for $25, our 10-ounce candles that are $10. They are environmentally friendly. They're 100% soy. And they have a cotton wick, so they burn clean. We also have our 3-in-1 room, body, and linen spray.
Nice.
So nice. Smells so good.
Can you do smell-o-vision for us? Can you tell us one of them, like what kind of smells you get from it? Do you have a favorite?
So I just created Love Deluxe. It came around Valentine's Day. It's champagne, rose petals, and chocolate.
Yes.
That one's my favorite. We were just showing everyone at home a little bit of what you sent over here on our set, and I smelled those bath salts, that Love Deluxe. It's gorgeous, and it smelled so good.
Thank you so much. We just started adding the, so for the Love Deluxe, we have rose petals. For our Bliss, we have chamomile. And for our lavender, Purple Rain, we have lavender buds. So, and we just got these cute new jars.
I love them. I love them.
I love them so much.
Kobe, I want to ask too, because I was going through all of your list of names and then you sent some over. You just highlighted a couple of them. How do you come up with your names? Like hashtag bookworm, hashtag girl dad, Purple Rain. Where does this come from?
They're either like my moods or my favorite songs.
Oh,
yeah. And then I get help from friends and family to like come up with names and stuff. But we're really leaning more towards the music aspect now, because we're starting to incorporate music. For me, music is a big self-care thing. And I really wanted to incorporate that, especially with Electric Fetus too, because they had like records around, and I would look at the records with my mom and stuff. And so music is really a big part of my life. And so I wanted to add that in. We just created a playlist for each of my candles. And we're gonna start putting in cute little cards with like a QR code to like link you to the playlist. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Kobe, we have so many more questions. We don't have time today, but quick, any update on college?
So originally I was planning on going to a 4-year college, but because of COVID, I decided to pivot and stay here my first 2 years, attend community college, save some money so I don't have to, attend a $30,000 school in my living room.
Yes,
I want to have to pay for the full college experience. So I will be hopefully attending an HBCU my next 2 years after staying here.
And growing your business. Hey, I'm a community college grad too. It was great for me and my family. So congrats on all your success. KobeCo.com if you guys want to check her out, right?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Kobe.
Love KobeCo.com. Thank you guys so much.
LoveKobeCo.com. You heard it there. There it is right here. LoveKobeCo.com. Check her out on Instagram too. She's fantastic, impressive, and we're going to have to check in with her again.
And I love myself a good candle. Still ahead, we are chatting with Katie Gertis from the Angel Food Bakery, and she has some big news to share with us. We're excited. We'll be right back. Taking everything.
Pouring my bath salts over here.
I see you.
I
see
just
what
was
you're
like,
doing.
yeah, so shameless checking out some of the stuff, and I was like, no, I'm gonna take this one.
Which one did you pick?
The Love Deluxe. I told you, with
I
the
didn't get to
champagne and
smell it
rose
yet.
petals, girl. Our next guest is one of the most popular bakers in the Twin Cities, for real. And today is a really big day because Angel Food Bakery at the airport, it's reopening for the first time in nearly a year.
Please welcome back to the show, Katie Gertis. Hi, Katie.
It is so good to see you. Big day. You're back open today at MSP. It must feel pretty good.
Yes, it's really great to finally get to see people and get to make stuff for them again.
Well, especially because when I visited you last, you were basically, it was all delivery, which is one where you're not seeing the customers and getting to interact and watch them eat the amazing cakes and donuts they're getting.
Yeah, it's been a year of just shipping across the nation, which is great. It saved us. It actually put us in a really great position to move forward. But that's, I don't see a single customer ever, and I don't get to see them enjoy the food.
Right.
This is so much better.
Yeah, that's such a huge part of when you make something, you want to see someone enjoy it. Okay, we've got a lot to talk about today, but we've been kind of teasing this big announcement all day. Can we get a drum roll and an announcement?
Yeah. So aside from reopening here at MSP, our huge announcement is that we have just signed the lease to open a new location in St. Louis Park at the newly remodeled Texatonka Shopping Center. And we will be sharing the center place with our good friends over at Revival this summer. So
what a great
excited.
team.
Yes. So we are going to be opening a brand new full-fledged bakery, coffee shop, plenty of patio seating, tons of seating inside for when you're allowed to come back in. And then also my sister company, Frio, which is a popsicle company. We're going to be opening, we're calling it an ice cream speakeasy in the back. So it's going to be this really fun ice cream popsicle bar where you get to top it with, chocolate and toppings, and we're going to make some boozy beverages in the back, and it'll be so much fun.
Excuse me, Katie, did I just hear you say an ice cream speakeasy? Because all of a sudden everyone's head turned and went, what did she just say?
Yeah, so we're it's a big space, so we've decided to share it with our other company, Frio, which is a paleta bar. So Latin-inspired popsicles made from fresh fruits and veggies and other great ingredients, and then we're going to also have some boozy beverages inspired from that menu.
Well, that is amazing. I mean, we're pretty much speechless here. Okay, really good news to share. Another cool thing was James Beard recognizing the Rosemary's Baby French Cruller. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and what a great honor? I mean, that's the tippy top for people who don't know of the food world, the James Beard Award.
Yeah, it was great. I was honored just to begin. They asked if I could be in their directory of women's chefs around the country, and that alone was a huge honor. And then they asked me to submit a recipe, and so I picked my absolute favorite donut of all times, and they loved it. So it's in their cookbook now, which is fantastic.
That's awesome. We're seeing a photo of it right now, by the way, but you're actually going to give us a little demo. Okay, we understand that this is a very short amount of time to do something like this, but we're going to make an effort because you're a queen, so you can do it, right, Katie?
Sure, right, why not? It's like a competition TV show.
Yeah.
So with the crullers, it's made out of, the classic recipe is a pâte à choux dough, which gets a lot of bad rap on baking shows about being so hard to make. And it's just a few things that you need to know. So it's a really easy recipe. It's flour, butter, eggs, water. And then what I did is the number one thing we want to see, I'm going to try to show, is when you mix it, you're looking for this consistency where it's like, I'm trying to see how to do this. Like it holds its shape, but it'll still sort of fall over. So it's not like a stiff meringue, but you see how it kind of like loops off the spatula? So that's the consistency you're looking for. And that really is affected by the humidity of the day. You know, Minnesota's so dry in the winter, you need more egg whites. In the summer, we wouldn't need as much, but it's that consistency that you're looking for. And then from there, you can just, I'm like doing backwards here. You can pop it into a piping bag, and we can pipe out crullers and then deep fry them. Or we could pipe out a straight line and then bake them, and we have eclairs. Or if you do a little ball with some like if you don't have a piping bag and you use 2 spoons, you can make cream puffs. So it's such a versatile dough that I think it's great to know if you love baking at home.
Ooh, I love it. So once, I know that we have to go, and we of course save the demo for last, but when someone does it at home, they're just gonna make it like that. Is it just a circle or a circle and a pivot?
So to do crullers, it's like we're gonna draw 2 circles on top of each other. So we just start with one. Let's see if you can see this.
Yep, we can see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, the double swirl.
I would not have expected that.
Yep. So it's just tracing a circle and then doing it again. The double swirl. I'm gonna coin that as a phrase now.
It's all yours. You earned it.
Yay!
And then you said you deep fry it.
Yeah. So we would take these, and you can pop them. The great thing about this is you could put it in the fridge overnight and then have them ready for next morning for breakfast.
Yum.
So you don't have to do it all at once, which is also really nice. But yeah, we would put it in a deep fryer. Fry it up. It takes about 4 minutes on the first side and 2 minutes on the second. So it's kind of a long fry time, but it's really cool because you'll see them expand and grow in the middle of the frying process.
Yum.
Well, in the meantime, we can just get them delivered to us, correct? And then chuck them out at your store if that doesn't work out for us.
We don't ship the crullers. They do not hold up for overnight shipping.
Okay.
But the airport will be having them, and then starting in June, you can come get them and you can order them again from us.
We can't wait. We are going to be there, and we are going to have a boozy popsicle cheers. Okay?
Yeah, girl.
You will have to come in for the grand opening. We will be making it a big event.
We'll be there. Thank you so much, Katie, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for sharing that.
Day.
Okay, you can go to angelfoodmn.com if you want to get more info. I follow on Instagram, and then you can see all the amazing creations and get all the latest updates from them.
She had me at boozy popsicle. We'll be right back. That's a Friday.
Ice cream, boozy, speakeasy, what you call it? Boozies. Welcome back to the last day of the work week.
Hey.
We did it.
And if you missed this, just kidding, you're watching right now. Don't forget anyway though to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go on there, search for Jason Show TV. We post videos each day along with the day's segments. You can watch anytime. Click, subscribe, like us, comment. We absolutely love it. We will be right back.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Heyo, it's the Jason Show, the Friday edition, the ladies edition. You got Shane and Kendall holding it down.
Boom, boom, for like a whole minute and a half more.
Exactly, and we got a gumball goodbye to get to. This one is, what TV show that people love do you hate?
So Jason and I have talked about this before, so I'll go quickly. Mine is Breaking Bad. It's just not my jam. I've tried, don't like it. It's just too dirty and I just feel icky afterwards.
Jeff is supportive of your decision.
I know, but what's yours?
So I know this is gonna be divisive because I know you like this show. Game of Thrones.
Shut the front door!
It was so depressing, episode 1. I was like, I am not exposing myself to this every week. I'm not doing it.
Shame, shame. Oh my gosh, for real? How do you not like dragons? and sword fighting.
It has nothing to do with the dragons. It was that like every person you like horrible things just keep happening to them. Like there's never like good.
Well,
and then after the red wedding, my husband, like he was down for a long time after that.
Down and
I was
out.
like, why would I watch a show like that?
Yeah, you gotta go into it with a very cheerful mindset, let me tell you. All right, Monday on the show, Erin Meyer, you guys love her, from Lemons, Lavender, and Laundry, is back with 2 DIY cleaning hacks you don't wanna miss, and how to make your own goo remover. Ooh, lovely. Thank you, Shane, for coming and hanging out with us this week.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Bye, y'all.